Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Hida, and you are on my channel currently, Hida253. If you have subscribed already, thank you so much for making this channel grow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please kindly do so. I'm trying to grow this channel so that we can grow the numbers. So I'm back with the most asked video. Previously, I posted that I'm building in Masvingo, and I was in the same boat with everyone that's moving back home. And the most question that I got was, can you tell us the costs? And I said I'm gonna do a separate video about it, and hopefully this is not gonna be too long, and I hope I'll just cut the stages so that you understand. So if you see me looking down, I wrote something on my diary, so I just wanted to remember everything and not leave a single thing out. So to start everything, I think I've said the price of the stand. Maybe I'll just do a rundown again and just tell people how I got it and how much it costed me, but I'm not gonna give precise figures. There is a reason why I'm doing that. So first and first, I got this stand from a bank called IDBZ. IDBZ was in conjunction with some developer, should I say landowner, in Masvingo. And there is a particular area in Masvingo. It's actually along Masvingo Bridge Road. It's just like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, if there's no traffic, 10 minutes from the Masvingo CBD. Going to Bridge. So I know people just pass there with the buses sometimes when they're going to South Africa. So when you get to Exo, there is a place previously which was known as Wimby, because there was a Wimby there when we were growing up, and now there is just the Puma garage, if I'm not mistaken, and an eatery that is there. So this is the location where the Klipsham views is starting from. So the stands, initially the stands were going for $20 per square meter, and I would just pass that area because I used to work also in the south of Masvingo, so I would usually use the same road. So I used to just see this banner. It was written Wejira Wagara Tatata, and it was Klipsham Views Wejira Wagara Tatata, and pay $20 per square meter, and the rest of the amount within 10 years. So this was like a mortgage. This was like whereby you would pay deposit and then you would pay the installments over 10 years. So this is what happened. When it was $20, I knew I couldn't afford it. Then there was a price drop. They started selling them for $13 per square meter. And that's when I said, I'm gonna buy myself a stand here. And I didn't have money, but if I tell you the story of how I got this, it's gonna be very funny. So I was going to school that time for my undergrad, and I had taken a loan from the bank to pay for my school fees. And then I just said to myself, you know what? School fees will find itself. Let me take this money and do something big that I will not regret in the future. So I went to sign my loan, and the bank people say to me, in a couple of minutes your account will be credited with this amount. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then the lucky thing is my father was in the city that day, and I remember just walking to the offices of IDBZ, and I said, I really want to stand. And they said, okay, there is a map there of how the stands are sitting like. Just go and point a particular place that you want. And I pointed where I wanted. It was close to the ground where they are going to put a school. And it was a little bit in the hill because it's a hill. The stands are starting from the hill going downwards. So it was on a leveled place, but a bit more up high to the hill. The reason why I didn't point out something that was in the hill is because I had people complaining that a stand that is not leveled is too difficult to build. So for me, I knew the financial burden that I was putting myself into, and I said I wouldn't want anything that would slow down the progress of me building or anything. So I decided on a flat land, but somewhere closer to the hill. So then I said I wanted this particular place, and it was around 1,500 and something square meters, and multiplied by $13, that is almost 23, if not 25,000 US dollars. I paid the deposit. The deposit was 10% plus service fees. So I paid something like 2,900, if I'm not mistaken, plus the $50 that are supposed to be paid in cash for, I don't remember, maybe it was for the logistics of someone just driving their car to show me their particular area. So I went with my father, and I got the guy said, okay, let's do the receipts. I swiped my deposit. I got my receipts. I paid the service fee. I paid the $50. And the guy was like, are you ready to see your place? And I was like, oh really? So soon? And he said, yes. And I said, nice of me. I have actually brought my father here. My father was in the city because my father stays in the village. And then we went with my father. It was like a surprise for my father because he didn't know what was happening. And I said, I just want you to see something. He says, okay, I'll stay put. So we followed the IDBZ salesperson to the place, and he says, see this place from here to here, showing me the pegs until that particular area, and this wall is your area. I said, okay, thank you. He says, okay, I'm gonna give you time to just see the place and see if you like it. You were talking about having a flat ground, so I just want you to walk around and see. And I said, okay. That's when I put in a picture of my father standing in the area. So I said to my father, this is what I'm doing. I've decided to build a house for myself and for your grandkids because I have sons. And he said, okay, thank you so much. I'm so happy. My father was very happy. He said, I don't know what you guys are doing, because initially he had seen my brother's area and my sister's area. So it was the third time that he was seeing his children having stands in one particular area. And then I showed him mine, and I was like happy. And I said to him, so inindiri magumbo. And I said to my father, Majikira, hey, can you do the necessary chishona that is done when your son or your daughter does something, buys a land, or you allocate a land for the person? Then my father was like, oh, it's okay. Then my father was on the land first before me. I just saw the pegs, but my father was there. He's the one who did the first round. And then afterwards, it's like, it's beautiful. It's nice here. So, how big is the house going to be? And I said, no, I don't have plans for the house yet. I just wanted the ground. So, after getting the ground, I had like visuals of houses that I had seen previously. I think I once lived in Waterfalls. I just went to Waterfalls for a holiday, and the lady that I was living with had a beautiful house in Waterfalls. So I stole a little bit of her house setup, and I also had a house of friends that I had seen in Rua, that I had seen some in Woodville, Blawayo, and some that I had seen in Kumalo, some that I had seen in suburbs. So I was just trying to put each room that I had seen somewhere, and the passage that had glasses that I had seen in Rua, and a house that I had lived in Greenside, Mutari. I just started putting out the dots, and I said I would love a room like this, I'd love a room like this. So I made a sketch on the paper, and I took it to the guy who does the architecture, yeah. And then the guy said, oh, this is quite interesting. Where did you get this from? And I said, I've just been taking houses that I once slept in, like the visual, whatever appetized me from those houses, that's what I took. And then he said, okay, let's try and make it out on real paper and see if the council is gonna agree to it. So the issue is, if the city council doesn't approve your stand, they would not sign on it or put their stamp. So initially, there is a part where I said it's gonna be a bachelor's bed, and it was a closed wall. And bear in mind, these are residential stands. So when we first sent out the plan to the city council, they rejected it. They said, this looks like you want to make it a commercial land. It's not supposed to be like that. If you want a commercial land, then you have to apply for a different license. This is a residential area. They rejected it, and we corrected it. We just put a door where there was a wall. I think you guys heard me say, this particular area, we're just going to leave it for inspection. Then after inspection, I'll just close it, because I want it closed. I want my tenant on the wing not to have access to the other rooms, to the main house. So I don't want a cottage. So what I did is I just put the option of a cottage attached to the main house. So it's just like one wing for the cottage, and then the rest is the main house that I'll be able to use by myself. And then we just opened the door and we sent it back. And then the city council guy said, why is there a kitchen and another bathroom on this side? And then we just explained that this is gonna be basically the main bedroom, and so the main bedroom is supposed to have its own lounge. And we just tried to speak to the guy, and he was understanding. Then they certified it and they approved it. So for the square meters of the house, it's 475 floor area. And we were paying, that time we were paying something like $18 per square meter of the floor area. So I think I paid $18 times 475 for the ground. Then it was approved. Then I came back with my plan. Already, by the time that I made the plan, already people had already started erecting their houses in the area, because the moment we paid the deposit, we were given a go-ahead to start building. But I didn't have any money. So I did the plan, then I waited. Then my sister started getting her house done. My sister made a double story. So when my sister was already like putting her deck, I was no way. Then the builder who was doing my sister's house, then one day when I was at my sister's house, my sister was like, why don't you just employ this guy? Let him see your land and let him do the setting out and the what. And because he had done my sister's house, his prices were now lenient when he was doing it for me. So for the setting out, and so setting out, this is when they put the chalk on the ground and they put the fishing line with pegs, and they cleared the land. All in all, for setting out, I paid $150. That's what I paid. And then after the setting out, there was the digging. For the digging, I paid $250. And then there was footing. For footing, which is the process whereby they need concrete, they need river sand, they need cement, and they need water, those 4 elements. So for cement, I bought 130 bags. It was $9 each. For stones, I bought 64 cubic of quarry stones. I got these quarry stones from Kwamadomore. There's a place in Masvingo we call Kwamadomore. I got these from Kwamadomore. That time it was going for $17 per cubic. And for water, that time water was still there. I had already put on my, because the moment you pay for your plan at the city council, you also pay for the water connection. Already I had water on the stand, and I had already bought a Jojo tank. Was the first thing that I put on the stand. So water, I had it. So and then for the river sand, I bought 40 cubic meters, which was going for $80 per 8 cubic. And I think there was a price for delivery. I don't know if it was together on the $80 per 8 cubic for the river sand. So, and then for the labor, I paid $450 for footing. Then I think I went for like a year without doing anything on the stand, and because I didn't have money, I was just working as an accountant, and I think that time my salary was like $520, and that time my kids had already started going to creche and school, and I was doing my undergrad. So the 520 per month was everything that I was supposed. And this is around 2016, 2017. Then after 2018, I had a bit of money. I went on to do the box, because the idea with the plan is, the moment you get a plan, you should be you must make an outline of the house before the plan only stays for 1 year. If 1 year passes without you making anything, the footing in the box, then it expires. So I went on to do the box. This is the first bricks that sit on the footing. For that, I made bricks on the stand. My nephew did the bricks on the stand, He made 15,000 bricks. We calculated the price to 12 cents each. So I bought cement and peat sand, and these guys they molded the bricks for the footing. So all in all, we just priced our bricks on 12 cents because I calculated the amount of the cement, the amount of the peat sand, the labor that I had given these guys, and the water. It was actually cheaper than going outside to buy the bricks. So for the box, we had 15,000 bricks. And I also bought cement, 115 bags. That time cement was going for $9.50 each. And for the peat sand that they were supposed to use on the bricks, I bought 32 cubic, which was going for $80 per 8 cubic. And then the box was done, and the labor for box was $400. And then that's when I moved from Zimbabwe to UAE. And when I came here, the first job that I got, it was during COVID. I went on to work as a maid, a live-in maid, and that time Dubai was super hot. You wouldn't walk in the streets. You were not allowed outside your building. So the lucky that I had was I just got into Dubai, and then COVID hit, and there was a massive shutdown. And then I got a job as a housemaid. Yes. I was an accountant in Zimbabwe, but I came to Dubai and became a maid. I worked for this German couple. They were giving me 3,400 dirhams in 2020. 3,400 dirhams is close to $980. No, $900, because 3,000 dirhams is $800. If I'm not mistaken, yes, must be 800. So 3,400 was quite the money that I was looking for, because I remember I'm coming from getting paid $520, and now I'm being paid close to 1,000. That was a lot of money for me. And the whole ordeal of me not going outside, I was not using my money for anything. So the only time that I would go outside is my boss would just, here's your salary, I'll take my salary, and then she would say, let's drive you to Western Union so that you can send your money home. And I remember, out of 3,400 dirhams, I think I would just keep something like 50 dirhams for myself. The rest of the money I would send home. This is where we started making purchases of all the materials that were needed for the slab. Because my sister was home during the lockdown, she bought the quarry stones for the slab, she bought the cement for the slab, she paid for the gravel for the slab. I remember we even made a purchase on on the cement that was supposed to be used on the superstructure. So for the slab, I used the quarry stones were 64 cubic, and this time it was pricey, 430 per cubic. Not 430. Yeah, it was $130 for 8 cubic. $130 for 8 cubic. And cement, I bought 145 bags for the slab. It's $12 each a bag. And the water, we bought water that time. I think we paid water for like $1,000. And for gravel, we bought gravel for like 1,500. I lost count of how many cubics of gravel I bought. But I remember, I think I made like 10 to 50, if not 15 lorries to and from that delivered the gravel. Gravel is the most wasteful thing that is there on filling up your box. And I think because my box was too big, that's the reason why I had so much money spent on gravel. And then for labor, on the slab for labor, I paid $500. So after the slab was done, you guys, you don't know how happy I was that I'm making this progress. My video is getting too long. I was so happy for this progress, and I was just a maid that time. So I worked the rest of 2020 as a maid, and I think half of 2021 I was a maid. So I worked for a German couple from the time that I got into Dubai 2020 until the end of December 2020. And then January 2021 I worked for a French couple from January 1, I think, until September of 2021. And then we just had a misunderstanding. I was tired. I went home for the September vacation. You guys know how hot Dubai will be. Dubai will be super hot during July, August. So I went home, and coming back from home into that heat, I just started getting sick. And these guys didn't like it that I was getting sick while at least I was on just after vacation. You know, these people, they feel like Africans cannot get sick. I don't know why. I just started getting sick. I would have like tummy aches. I would just run out of energy. I would just be. And bear in mind, that time I was not taking supplements because I'm anemic. I was not taking any supplements for anything, and it had not clicked to my mind that I'm supposed to have my breakfast. I would just wake up, get into the car, leave to go to work because I was leave out, and I would forget that I need to eat. Maybe my meal will be like at 3 p.m. later during the day. Then I started my health was now deteriorating, and then they didn't like it and they canceled my visa. I was like, okay, fine. So during that time I started looking for a job, and this time now everything was open in Dubai. Things started looking out. That's when I decided to look for the job within my expertise that I had gone to school for. And December 2022, I think I left that house in November of 2021. Then December of 2021 I got a job as an accountant. That was my first time getting a job as an accountant in Dubai. And then I started saving. So for the superstructure, I had to add on the cement. This time cement was going for $11.50. I added 130 bags of 32.5. This time, because I now had a bank account, now I was a little bit jigged up. I would buy everything from Hosteds because they allowed me a credit facility, and I was paying with my credit card, and I was doing all this, but I was saving. So I started buying my cement from Hosteds, and I was getting a bag at 32.5 at $11. And because I was buying in bulk, these guys would give me like a credit facility. So for the superstructure, I bought 130 bags of cement, and at $11, and I bought what is this, damp course and brick force altogether, I don't remember the quantities. Altogether for the brick force and the dump course, I paid $350, and I was buying water, guys. I don't know how many times I bought water. So roughly, I think I bought water for like $600 for the superstructure. And for the bricks, I bought 45. I was getting these bricks in loads of 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. So I got the red, are they red rustic or red common? I don't remember. I bought 50,000 bricks for the superstructure at 1,700 US dollars for 10,000. So make your math, 50,000 times 1,700. So cement, dump course, brick force, bricks, water, and for the labor for the superstructure until window level, I paid $800. And then for the what do you call it, ring beam, for the ring beam and the wall plate, labor, I paid 400 to make the whole superstructure total amount 1,200. And for the ring beam, I bought the rods, the CMB, I don't know what you call them in English, the CMB and Kurukirira CMB, the fixing of the steel for the ring beam and this and that, I paid $200. And we used quarry stones and cement. I bought extra 20 bags of cement, which is now 42.5, because the ring beam has to be super strong. So I used 42.5 bags of, what you call it, the bags of cement. I don't know, the one that you use when you're making like a superstructure for bridges, I guess. That's the one that I use for. It was 20 bags at $12, $12 each. And I also bought 8 cubic of concrete. This was going for $22 per cubic, per 1 cubic. And then after the, what do you call it, after the ring beam, the wall plate, and then it was now time for the roof. This, I need to drink a cup of tea or water. For the roof, guys, roofing material is the most expensive thing that I have ever gone for. So for timber, I paid 6,500 for timber. And for the roofing material, I paid $8,000 for the roofing material. I got this from Zim Tiles, yes. And the timber, I got it from a particular shop, particular local shop that is in Masvingo. I cannot really give you the measurements, like 114. I bought 114 for this price. I bought 228 for this price. I did not. I just bunched the amounts. And for what do you call it? For the labor of the carpenter who was doing the roofing, it was $1,800. So at the particular moment, this is where I am. I have stopped right here, and I'm just recouping. I need a zen moment, because it's I'm in a race currently with building the house and sending my kids to school. I have a child who's in grade 7. I have a child who's in form 3. All those things are just left, right, and center all on me, and it's the school fees against the building material. So there is a time where I have to stop everything and just focus on the kids. Last year I did not do a lot because I wanted the kids to visit. It's been a while since I went back home. I don't even know how it looks like, how the house looks like. If there are any mistakes, then I'm gonna see them whenever I go home next. And this is the whole video for the cost of the particular level that I am on. So going on to doors, windows, the flooring, the plastering. I just need a zen moment. I think I have saved those things for maybe the middle of 2025 or the end of 2025. For now, I don't want to hear anything that has to do with building. I am tired. I am at a level whereby if I just decide to leave Dubai and go back home, I have a roof over my head. I have a shelter. If the windows are not done, I'll just put on plastic bags and just cover up the windows. If there's no door, I'll just go and find a door. Masvingo, we have the industrial area Kurenk. I'll just go Kurenk and just buy a particular door for a particular room, and I'll just leave there. But for now, I don't want to hear anything that has to do with building or builders or anything. I am tired. So thank you so much if you have watched this video until this particular moment, guys. All my videos are always long. Thank you so much if you have watched me yippering until this particular moment, and do not forget to subscribe. I think for those people that wanted the cost, now I've given you something to chew on. And I know there's a lot of details that I did not include here, but guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I don't want it to be 40 minutes. Thank you so much. Continue to subscribe. Let's take this journey together. Let's grow in numbers. And then from here, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for being patient with me.